undone, unhealing, ain't nobody stopping the bleeding. Devilish demons on both sides, can't think no angel left inside. Cake to the sky, it's in my mind, and I can't hide. This stranger just
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Pro632 Radio. Somebody stop the little echo.
What's with the echo?
Jason.
Yeah, I'm here. I was just
Okay.
like, I heard a big echo, and I'm like, what's going on with that?
Hey, once again, welcome back to Pro632 Radio. We're here today with Jordan Ensslin, one of the founders of the actual Pro632 Radio with the PDRA many a moon ago. Jordan, welcome to the show.
And Junior, sorry guys.
Is that Junior?
Junior's good,
Is that
man.
Junior we hear in the background?
Yep.
You can hear my wing Junior in my background. so Jordan, we're gonna do a little bit of race recap, and then we'll talk about some stuff with some stuff with going on with some other cars, and then we're gonna get into how you got Pro 632 going at PDRA and your thoughts of where the class has gone since you moved out. It was a stepping class for you going into Pro Stock. All right. Race recap. What an interesting race, man. We were on top of each other. A lot of us made big gains. A lot of us didn't. In short, I'm happy with, I'm going to gloat for a second, my performance, and that's it. I was number one qualifier for a whole three pairs, and then JC Beatty came along and kicked our teeth in, I believe, with a 417 or a 418. And the rest of us were hanging around in the 26s. And then second round, I believe Beatty progressed even more and moved qualifying up. And then we got into the final qualifying. He finished out with a 417. I think it was 417 for him, 418 for Pittman. And number three qualifier was and I sorry if I'm not up to speed on everything right now because I'm so far behind today. Number three was Junior, I believe, right? So going on that, round win by round win. Obviously, I got knocked out first round by what the hell's the kid's name? Sorry, I apologize. I drew a blank. I did. Jordan's laughing away about it. Hey, it happened.
So JC Beatty, Jason, that was the first round. Let's see.
Yep. What do you put some glasses on, bro?
Hey, it's
He's scrubbing.
JC Beatty, Jeff Pittman, Ryan Altman, Carson Hurl, David Cook, Jason Ventura, Ed McMore, and Cameron Gibson.
Thank you for the assist. I needed it. Obviously, Ryan Altman took me out first round. It was by 35 down, and I think Junior beat Hoyle. That was another close race.
Let me throw this up there for you so you can. So we'll talk about this speed real quick because people don't understand it. Look at that. Oh, that's the wrong one. Let's remove that from the station. At this station. There we go. The speed at what JC had over the field
was phenomenal.
73 mile an hour, and then Pittman's at 169. Jordan, what do you think about that mile an hour difference?
I think he did it all in gear ratio.
I asked Jordan, not Jason. Come on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know. I mean, the class has been so much different since we were involved. Obviously, we had clutch and a 5-speed, and I don't think we ever dreamed about going 173, and it was just a freaking milestone to hit 169, 170, and it's well surpassed our expectations.
I think basically he got it with ratio, and he just turned the motor more RPM. I think that's my opinion on it anyway. Because you need to go to that mountain, and Jordan, you can back me up on this. You do a big ratio change in your Pro Stock motor to run that mountain because the power is just not there at the end of the day. So I think that's what he did. And I think a lot of us pretty much stood on our regular program. I did for a certain reason. I had my reasons why, and I guess others just didn't want to change or didn't think it was going to be as bad. I would have thought, Carson would have qualified a little bit better. I know he ran through some problems. They're struggling over there. I think they put 2 racks in. Somebody tell me if I'm wrong in the comments. If there's anybody I'm watching.
They put 2 racks in Carson's car?
Yes.
Woo.
At least
One of the
one that I
qualifying
know
runs,
of.
I think it freaking smoked some. So yeah, I can see that. I think it was when he lost
When
in
he lost-
eliminations. He was cooking them
Yes.
again.
Yeah, he put a rack in, and then they put a rack in during the qualifying break, and then when he raced junior, it needed another one. So that would have, he didn't put 2 in there, but he put at least 1 in, but hurt the motor twice. So hopefully they get that straightened out because we got 2 races left, and and that's it's done. We're done. 2 races. I mean, the season went by so quick for the majority of us. And then the next round came. You got that up there?
Yep.
You got it all. You got it all on there. I can't even see it.
Yeah.
The next
Need
round
better
came.
glasses.
No, it's because I'm using something different. I can do it something differently now. Yeah. So next round came. Obviously, JCB comes out with a 418 on David Cook, who went red. I mean, he had to try it. Had to take a whack at the tree to get ahead of Beatty, and then he went out with a 423.3, had a 166, and I mean, me and him were just on top of each other all weekend through qualifying and testing, and then and then you got on the other side of the ladder, Pittman, Altman, and I mean, I don't know what happened there. My phone's been blowing up about it.
Well, hey Jason, let's just show it and then we'll talk about it.
Okay.
But definitely for Jeff Pittman.
At number 1 and 2 in points are on opposite sides of the ladder. Ryan Altman goes in and turns both bulbs on. So Jeff Pittman gets right in. 3's down. Advantage goes to Altman.
Yeah. So that is he not only did that in that round, but he also did it to the round on JC Beatty. And where he just went in and double bulbed both competitors. Take it as you will. I mean, it's racing. It's did he do it intentionally? Don't know. I seen post that on his picture that people say that he's one of the best at doing that stuff. So did he do that to his own teammate, so to speak? I would have thought Jeff being two points away from being number 1 and having a shot at winning the championship. Do you do a stand down and let your teammate continue on for the team to win a championship, or how's that work?
Jason, that's not racing.
Well, that's team racing.
No.
We watch it.
How close is the team though? That shows you how close it's individual car, right? I mean,
but you watch it at 500-inch pro stock all the time. Somebody will take one and to let the points leader go.
they will always take one so she can win the championship. That's just the way it is. But let's just say it like it is. What do you think about that double bulbing, Jordan?
I'll be the devil's advocate. Come elimination time, as long as you meet the rules in black and white from the rule book of your car being to weight, spec jet, and everything else, game on. But that's coming from a guy who, when we first started racing Outlaw 632, we come in pretty much well respected, and all of our stuff was running good enough that people had to worry about it. So they always thought that it would mess with us having a clutch car and hurry us up, and it didn't. It never bothered us. So being that it was always done to me, I could care less.
Yeah. And there was a lot of static out there. I mean, there was a lot of, I got a lot of phone calls, a lot of flashes on my screen about it, and I'm surprised nobody's on here saying anything about it in the comments.
Ain't nobody on the comments today at all.
Nope. Comments are dead today.
They just don't like Jordan.
I could see that.
So that was, I mean, dinner at the race was phenomenal. You know, obviously Christine and Ed McLemore did a tremendous job feeding all of us. The Reenies showed up, which was great.
Oh, they actually
No.
did the hanging out with the team
Yes.
versus
Yeah.
trying to, you know, create animosity.
Yes. Yeah. No. He was in the mix with the rest of us, which was pretty cool to have him there. I mean, they're great people. You know what I mean? He's got more bark than bite. You know, Rainey's a good guy. Yeah, always willing to help anybody out at any time. And you know, obviously, you know, Ed's performance over the weekend picked up tremendously. He had a new tuner, Dave Comstock, and you know, they did very well. I mean, I think at one time they hit the track so hard it pulled the rubber up, and that car went violent. It went violently to the left and rocked itself over to the right and dropped the parachutes out and pretty much saved his ass. I mean, the video's out there. I'm sure everybody's seen the video. He did a good job. Actually, I bought him a roll of toilet paper when we got back. We got back to the trail. I was like, bro, you need this. So, I mean, he did an awesome job at it. And that's about it. I mean, that's the race recap. Nothing else really happened to anybody.
The biggest thing I think happened was, you know, besides Ed laughing at himself, shitting himself, you know, the points championship, I think we need to talk about that, is going back and forth, right?
Well, yeah, we
JC had it, then back-to-back wins, and Pittman says, no, I got it. And now JC's back on top with, you know, a little over 100 points, and, you know, with 2 races to go, it's really
the crazy thing.
Anybody's race, actually, if there's enough cars that show up. I mean, David Cook can jump up in there and just, you know, piss everybody off. And Jason still has the opportunity to at least drop to 5th or 6th.
I do. I mean, Ryan came from way back in the high numbers and shot himself right there. You know, right behind. He managed to, you know, wedge himself between me and Carson. And I thought the rest of the year was going to be a race between me and Carson. And obviously it's not, you know. So, you know, Altman got right in there. Got, you know, lucky for him. And moved right up there. But, you know, talking about points, Pro Stars are done. The final race was Bristol, and it's sealed in there. And there's one alternate available, and the choices to go would be for the alternate would either be Brian Corsa. He has first right of refusal, then it goes to Kyle, and then it usually stops at 10. I don't know if they're going to go any farther back. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But there's the list for the All-Stars. Jeff Pittman, J.C. Beatty, Carson Hoyle, Jason Ventura. Melnick will be the alternate because he won't come back. And David Cook, Gary Hood, Ed McLemore. So Brian Kloss or Kyle can take Jeff Melnick's spot.
So in reality, it'd be Ryan Altman if that happens, because they ain't gonna not let the Greenbrier car in there.
Probably not. You know.
Why are you laughing, Jordan? I'm being real.
Chose violence tonight.
Shows violence tonight.
He's got violence every day.
He's got a clean shirt and 3 fingers.
Yeah.
So that, you know, all that being that is what it is. I mean, I'm glad the Pro Stars are over and we can move forward and concentrate now just on the regular standing points. I ain't got a shot in hell to get a championship out of this. I'd have to win 2 races and the other 2 guys have to stay home. So that ain't going to happen. So
there should be more cars, at least one more car coming to Galat. You know, I don't know who's going to drive the black car, whether it's going to be me or the other guy on the video here the next race or 2. You know, he just likes racing. He don't give a shit what it's in.
Well, I know
a clutch car or not.
Your car's coming to Galat. There's another one coming to Virginia, another new car. It's coming out of.
What about Tim? ain't seen Tim messaging nothing. Is Tim McGarry gonna have that damn Mustang out there?
He's supposed to, right? I mean, he was. I think he was talking to Galot in Virginia for the last 2 races of the season. Hope he shows up, right? At the end of the day, I hope he does. And then, excuse me, there's a car coming out of Chris Nelson's camp for Virginia. You got eyeballs like you know, Jordan.
I know nothing.
I don't know if we can talk about it, if we can't talk about it, but there's another old Mountain Motor Pro stock coming out of Chris Nelson's camp for Virginia.
I would have liked to see that car go out to Galot too, but I don't know their
They're not
schedule
ready.
from everything else.
Yeah, no, they're not ready. They just put the motor in the car this week. Actually,
Oh,
today.
shoot, that's plenty of time. There's 3 more weeks.
Yep. Well, a week and a half.
You can finish a race car at a racetrack.
We've done it.
Yeah.
It doesn't work very well, but you can qualify a race car at the racetrack that you just finished.
All 3 of us have done that.
Oh
Man, Billy Gibson, how you doing, buddy? How's the Billy say it all the time? Happy Wednesday night, Billy. I can't say how I usually say it to him. This is a PG show, so
PG went out the window a long time ago.
Actually, Billy was one of them that had a lot to say about the double bulb. He was pretty uptight about it. He voiced his opinion very well.
Isn't there on video? He double bulbed me. I don't know.
So, and then another one was Brian Kloss. Brian Kloss was another one that was pretty. Is it me? Every time I've done it to every race I raced. I've done it to Jordan. I've done it to you. I've done it to everybody I lined up at one time or another. But I always click the thing in reverse and back out. Why they didn't back him out, I don't know why. Probably because it's a Liberty. Jordan, you can answer this. It's a Liberty car, so is it easy to pull the car back out?
Considering that's an automatic Liberty, I have no idea.
Well, I know from talking to Jeff Melnick, you have to leave positive pressure going forward.
Right.
You know what I mean? Going forward, you have to leave positive pressure, else it would automatically go into second.
Yes.
And that was some of the issues that Jeff Pittman had when he first started running the, running that deal there. But other than that, I got a.
Hey, talk about Liberty. They
yes, they did
won the race and announced a baby girl. I guess, right? I guess that's what pink means, but it's a new day.
Baby girl, and they won. They won Milan. Patrick, talk to me about the guy that posted up the Milan video.
I have no clue, but I did share it. It was a pretty good video too.
Yeah, he did a good job. Something on the mic.
This is a good question, Jordan. Do you know it?
I know the answer. All the time in the world, because it takes 3 bulbs to stop the clock.
You could turn that thing off and sit there until the starter tells you to stage.
Yep. The problem is if he didn't do it the whole time during the race or testing, you know what I mean? He did the last 2 rounds. Is that something that you anticipate that's going to happen to you if you race them? Do you prepare yourself for it? How do you prepare yourself for it?
Race your race.
But when you knowingly know if the starter doesn't catch it, and I'll blame, you know what I mean? I don't want to blame the starter on it, but if the starter didn't catch it and roll him back, and maybe he didn't roll him back because of the Liberty deal, knowing that the Liberty deal is there, I would wait, like Jordan said, I would just park it, put it in parking and call it a day, and then start over again. But if that's the precedent going into rounds, how do you anticipate that? I'm fine. I mean, you can light up 2 and whatever, The only thing that annoys me or distracts me if there's a bug flying around inside my car. That's about it. Other than that, I'm okay.
It's going to be in the back window soon anyway, so it's okay.
I can't see over the steering wheel, so what the hell? I mean, I just leave on sound. I'm so short, Patrick. I mean, I hear the other guy go, and I'm going. So,
hey, we talk about can't see over the steering wheel. What about? Let's talk about not seeing the Christmas tree, Jordan.
Yeah, hey, sometimes that happens to you. You adapt and overcome. You stick up and try to raise your head up as much as you can, and if you can't see it, they got radios.
So, I don't know if you post that out there. Showed Billy's comments of once there's an accident, and actually it's the starter's discretion if he pulls it back or not.
So as far as I know, during eliminations, they're never going to make you back up. That's why you have your crew guy sitting up there bringing you to the beams. Once you or them two walk away, it's on the drivers. And after that, I mean, I've always been told eliminations is different. Yeah, courtesy staging is in effect, but
now if they say courtesy staging is in effect and you double bulb them, that's not courtesy. Do you get disqualified?
No.
So then, what does it mean? Nothing.
It's just means
it's more for bracket racers, to my knowledge, but I'm not sure. Like I said, it's always happened to me as a clutch guy when I was racing a bunch of automatics, so it never bothered me.
I would go slow at you clutch guys just to leave you, that tension on your leg all the time.
Well, when you get the right geometrics working in your pedal, it's like stepping in a pile of dog poo, fresh.
But if it's not, it hurts.
Yeah. Well, when it was in the white car, it was quite stiff.
So, all right, let's move on to some old school stuff. Jordan, give us the background of you getting PDRA to get 632 going.
I remember we were racing.
Hold on. Let me stop right there. Let's go back to when you first started racing 632 and what it was like back then.
Oh, wow. 440s?
Right?
We were all fighting to go 30s, and then all of a sudden the race to dang 20s happened. So we had an old Pontiac headed engine, just all kinds of old, outdated, antiquated stuff that we had sitting around the shop put together, and we went racing with it. That was it. And then all of a sudden came billet blocks and new heads, 14 degree, 10 degree, 12 degree, 11 degree, 9 degree, and it's like eventually it got hard to keep up with.
Now, is that just evolution through the class, or was it big money that came in and took over?
Like every, heads up racing class, you always want to go faster, and somebody's going to find a way to do it, whether that is big money or if that's just somebody who refuses to give up. They're going to figure it out. And I mean, we kind of adapted and did our best. I changed the ignition because we had 5 grids fail on us one year in the white car. So when we brought out the 71 Mach 1 Mustang, we decided to go with a Fuel Tech system and coil unplug, carburetors, still, clutch, some stuff that Fuel Tech had never done before. And we were basically the guinea pig, and we learned, and we suffered for a while, but I mean, we were right there battling it out. We could never get over that cusp of, I think we went 20 with a 7 was the fastest we ever went, and I think the record at that time was a 15.
Now, didn't the white car have a nickname?
The Flying Ace. Snoopy, yeah.
And that was back when you got 25 points at the first of the year if your car had a nickname, right?
Yep.
I remember those days.
They were good. It was from racing at Bradenton and Orlando during the Heads Up Madness stuff. We felt like we could grow the class. Ken Kershaw and I made a decision to fly to Indianapolis and talk to people and try to bring the class to a professional organization, PDRA being that. We had the one rainout race at Bradenton with them. I think we had 30 cars show up. So everybody's pretty excited about it. And called up a sponsor. Was like, hey, they want this much money. And he's like, okay. And we thought he was referring to one race. We were about to go after, 6 more people. No, he said, no, that's all of it. 20 grand? Yeah, not a problem. So we approached Bob Harris, and he said, yep, 6 races, you're on it for next year, and then gradually kept growing. Eventually became a pro class, and the discrepancies in the rules, a lot of people had fought with that and wanting to go to just single system cars, and um, now it almost seems like the multi-system car was at its max potential, because now single system cars are going just as fast.
No, you're correct. I mean, but when you look at the Milan rules, they were just they're down up to a 40 jet, and I think you had a bigger jet in a 2-kit car before.
Yeah, I want to say it was like 44s, I think, in both of them. And then
Yeah.
rumor was he was letting both of them on at the button. And you know how that is, though. It's all rumors until you find facts.
Yeah, no, I get it. That I understand. What do you? What's your? I'm gonna put you on the spot. What's your thoughts and comment about what we're trying to do in Florida with the Southern Outlaw 632?
I like it because every race that we have to go to is 9 hours away, and it stinks. So being close to home, sure, I'm all game.
Now, are you guys obviously coming at the lot, and then you need Jordan to race Virginia because you're going.
I may not be in the States. I might be somewhere else. So, of course, he'll do whatever he wants to anyway. So, or whatever Paul tells him he's going to do.
That's more like it.
He just likes to go racing. He don't care anymore. So we may end up just loading up and going. We haven't gotten that far yet.
How much you got left to do to the car?
I had a shock sensor show up, converter pressure and temperature sensor show up, and I think that is it. It's ready to fire.
Gotcha. Shock sensor. I went through a shock sensor last week. It was my stupid fault.
You changed stuff and you broke it.
Yeah, I didn't take it off when I took the shocks off the car, and they pulled through the bottom of it.
We've all been there.
Yeah. Well, hey, it's not like live and learn. Like at my age, it's like live and remember.
I learned it. I just forgot.
Yeah, I already got the lesson plan. I seen it and I read it. I just forgot about it. Other than that, I mean, what do you think is the biggest difference between the old school cars and new ones?
I mean, we had what everybody would consider a pro mod style car in the old rules. It was going just as slow or just as fast as the rest of them. I mean, we've had they call it back half car, which was not a back half car. It was a full tube chassis car. They just moved the location of the struts and was like, oh, it's a back half. No, it's not. So he was going just as fast as we were. He was the number one car. Everybody was chasing him. But when everybody started getting closer, and a lot more started getting closer, that's when everything became a problem. So it's just a lot of people in their comfortabilities.
I remember seeing a car in Orlando that was racing 632, and it had a stock front subframe. But when you really looked at it, it had round tube inside the subframe.
Yep, absolutely.
So, I don't know what the advantage of that. I mean, Patrick was on there. Was it Patrick? No, it was Phil. Actually, it is the weight. I think that's Phil's biggest struggle is the weight of his car.
Salad doesn't cost that much to eat.
That's hateful. We were 2,700 pounds, and then the unlimited cars were 3,000. Honestly, the struts that we all use aren't certified to 3,000 or 2,800 max. So that was one of our biggest beefs was let's just get the weight out of the car. But I mean, if everybody was happy with it, and if we would get support with 32 cars, sure, let's do it. Unfortunately, the same people that cry and bitched about it are the same ones that didn't want to work on their stuff. They went back to the trailers, ate a hot dog, drank a Coke, and sat there all freaking day. The guys that were going fast and up at the front were the guys that were always working on their stuff. It's just everybody has it. Doesn't matter what class it is. Doesn't matter what form it is. A high contested, fast class the crop will always rise.
Well, as you say that, I remember driving by over the weekend, going by and see the glow of the light still on at JC's tent at, midnight, and they were still working on, they're working on that car to find something. Obviously they did, 'cause they just put it hurting on all of us, until, the Greenbrier guys figured their stuff out and came out with it. I know at one point they had tech all over JC and couldn't find anything.
At least somebody was over there because he was well ahead of everybody else. But then again, there were a few cars that were shutting off at the 330. So how close were they really? Nobody knows.
And when you look at the numbers, so
Shutting off at 3:30. I don't know who was doing that.
I did it twice, but you know what I mean. I when I look at the 330 numbers, they're so close to JC, and he was just pulling off the back like it was going out of style. And Jeff Pittman, I think he does it just not to wear the thing out, but my engine builder says whether you go 330 or 660, a run's a run.
Yeah.
So,
It gets counted as soon as you do a burnout.
Yeah. So in that being that, but Jeff's great for running 330. Jeff Melnick was great for running 330. I think Ryan was running out the back on all his stuff, just to, I guess, probably get a feel for the car, because he got the car 2 weeks earlier. According to what I read on social media, he got in the car 2 weeks earlier. So, going back to that, like you said, the cream will always rise to the top. You got to put the time
Ryan
in.
had raced in Carolina, South Carolina.
Yeah, but he raced when he came in the first of the year. He was running the old Pro Mod 67 Greenbrier car.
Okay, so he wasn't racing that one.
No,
another person was in it when Melnick left.
Yeah,
He was in the first gen, yeah.
When Melnick left, there was, if you go back to that list again, I can tell you the name of the gentleman that took his place. He was in there for like maybe a race or two. Hold on one second. Kevin McCurdy. He took the place for
Melnick.
Yeah. And that's how that worked out.
Okay. So he was in another car that didn't go nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, they basically took the Pro Mod car that Trish's brother was driving, and he sold all the Pro Mod motors, and he put the spare Chevrolet 632 motor in it. And that's what Ryan was racing.
But wasn't we told that you just can't put a smaller in there and go in there and go fast? It's a lot of work to make a 632 car go.
And me and Troy had this conversation at the beginning of last week. A lot of cars that are coming to the class now, they're old Pro Mod cars. And me and Jordan have had this conversation, is a Pro Mod car really the car to have? Like a real Pro Mod car, not a Pro Mod looking car. Take like Amber Franklin's car or my car. Is that really a car to have for 632 because it doesn't have the flex to it? Like a single rail car? That
was one of the things we fought, I think, with the purple Mustang. The 71 Mustang. Patrick's car has a double frame rail too, but it's been 982. We struggled to go to the 330 because we were fighting different things and trying different things, trying to figure it out. So it's just, I can't say yes and I can't say no because Amber was right there. She went 408 or 409.
Yeah.
But they were shooting flames out on the two-step too. So
yeah, that don't matter. Nitrous comes on as soon as you let go of the button.
True.
Not exactly. No, at least with a Motec, not exactly with a Motec. There's a little bit of a delay. I think it's enough to get the car initially to make its mind up that it's going to go forward, and then the nitrous comes on. There's a slight delay in my car.
I've yet to see the delay, and I've looked at the data down to where I can only see a half a second on the screen.
Yeah,
so
no.
It hasn't been any kind of delay back when we had the clutch, and it wasn't a delay when we ran Patrick's stuff with the automatic. To my knowledge, I may be silly, I may be uneducated, but
maybe with somebody else's package, because the package with the Schweitzer Dynamics package I have, and I talked to Brandon about it a while back. He's like, you can get it out of there, but it's a pain to get it out. But there is a small one. You can see it right when, like you said, you make the screen bigger, you can see it. Doug's car's been 950s according to Troy. That was that with a 2-kit car, Troy, or was that with the actual single kit? He's usually pretty quick to respond. But look at the car count we got going on. We got a lot of the older cars coming, a lot of local stuff. Hopefully they stand. Phil Tukey gets.
Jason, they say that, but then they said, "Oh, we ain't gonna show up because we're too busy doing some other stuff." So,
well, believe it or not, I was on the phone with Phil earlier tonight, and Phil said he's going to make the DRC race, but he can't make the other race because he's hunting. He's got 10 days of hunting in Maine, which sucks. I like to have the car count for Orlando, but he will be at the DRC race. Give it his best shot. So other than that, Pat, you got anything else you want to talk about, Jordan, about the old school, new school 632?
Honestly, I guess this winter deal that we're going to try out is going to be enough conversation. Can we build the class to be a 16-car field again?
I think with some help from some PDRA cars, yes.
Well,
I think there's enough cars.
Will they travel? Because in recent years, us, there hadn't been very many 632 cars from PDRA traveling.
No, I get it. Well, David Cook said he'll come down. He's all about it. Reenie's on the fence. He'll probably come down, especially if they do a.
If we get 4 races back to back,
yeah,
and you leave your rig down here, come on.
Well, and the funny thing is, you hear a lot of people talking. Nobody down around us wants to travel down I-10 and go to Texas. They're all going, yeah, no, I ain't going down I-10. I ain't bringing my shit down I-10 and go to Texas. So you'll have no car and no trailer side by the time you get there. By the time you get over that, those roads. Those roads got South Carolina beat. I spent a lot of time driving down I-10. So they won't go there. So if they're not going to go there, then you'll have cars, Pro Nitrous cars, because Chris runs Pro Nitrous. Carson obviously is in 632. So you'll have some cars. Where does Jeff Rudolph line up with that? Is he going to go to Texas? Is he going to stay in South Florida?
I know a lot of his speculation was, depending on how he's done it in the previous 2, will make his deciding factor. And then he also said, I may go to all 4, and a couple of my crew guys will stay home one weekend, and then they'll come the next weekend. That way I have enough help to at least turn the car around.
Right.
He has enough help in Florida, that's for sure. So
I think there's a few that I talk to that they don't want to make the trip to Texas. I have a friend, he crews on Manny Virginia's stuff, and they're kind of like, yeah, no. It's a lot easier coming out of Massachusetts going straight down 95 than it is to go across through the middle of the country to get yourself to Texas. Troy saying that the winter break would be nice. We had the winter break, Troy, and for us it's too long because we don't have anything else to do here in Florida. That's the thing.
We don't get
when you
snowed
live
in,
here,
bro.
there's nothing else to do.
It's premier racing weather down here. We're tired of sweating all the time.
Yeah. So
we have a summer break.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Racetracks closed down for the summer. It's too hot.
Right. Now, how would that be if we had a whole winter series, PDRA raced all the way down here in the warmer months, and then when summer came, we had the whole summer off because summer's shorter than winter. Right?
I think we may be on to something here. We need to alter everybody's schedule. That way we don't race in June, July, August, and September.
Well, you basically, if you thought about it, you could start down here and start the season in November, stretch it all out till, April, right? And that leaves you to do some local stuff around your house, if you know what I mean, wherever you live, do local stuff around your house till it gets too hot.
Yeah.
I mean, Bristol was like awful. 111, 112 air. And it didn't take long to go from 108 in the morning to 112. You were there by noon. You're 111.
So in that air, he won 17?
Like 110, 111. But he went 17. Pittman went 18. The other kid went 17. So 3 cars went that fast.
That means they're about to go 10 or faster. So come
We're in Virginia, that'd be 07, 08, 09. I agree.
South Carolina, he went at 8, right? Or 9. It was a 9. A 908. Or 098 or something.
Say it again, Patrick.
Huh? What? Whiskey?
What'd you say?
I said he went a 9, right? In South Carolina.
Yeah.
Him and Pittman both.
Yeah. Yep.
Never in my dreams would I have fathomed a 632 car at 2525 going O's.
Hey, Jordan, we have to get there, man.
Yeah, we're going to have to get there now.
I remember when I started building, you know what I mean? We were talking, at the time it was me, Mike Fountain, and Lee, and we were like pounding chest that we could probably make a car go 25. You guys are still 30s, right? When I started.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it was like, by the time my car got done, people running teens. You know what I mean? It was like a 19 was like fast. It's like, damn, now what? I came out swinging with a hurt motor, and I think I was running 29. But don't give up, right? Never give up. Richard said he ran 409. So hear my duck? Okay, hold on a minute. I gotta stop that.
My little duckling done went to bed. He's out.
No, he's not going to go race 632 with a Pro Stock car.
No, I'm waiting on you to tell me what we're doing next year, Mr. Keith.
He's going to be driving mine.
Yeah.
Because I suck at racing. Anywho.
You're just always busy, man.
Yeah.
At least we have an engine in the frame rails that we can continue to finally put the car back together, and then we can actually make some plans. It's hard, when there wasn't nothing sitting there to be like, yeah, I'm going to go racing this year.
Phil Tukey.
To lose 300 pounds. Wow.
Can you guys? I don't know who Keith Kelling is.
He's the one. He's the VP of the Mountain Motor Pro Stock Association. Asked if I was going to go 632 racing with the Pro Stock car, and I said no. I was waiting on him to tell me what we're doing next year already.
Hey, listen. I mean, Keith. At some point, if we have to join forces to make two classes move together, you can hit us up and maybe we can get something going. That's like one of the biggest things that when I was talking to Don at South Georgia, he mentioned that if we could get together with the Mountain Motor Pro Stock Association, it'd be easier to build a race night around the two classes.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
We talk about other races. The Gainesville has the Night Under Fire coming up in October. And the bad part of it is the following weekend is the DRC race. And I was going to be able to speak with them and talk to them, but we already made that commitment to the DRC race. But if people are out there and they want to race the Night Under Fire and race the DRC race, we got both of them, let me know, and I might continue trying to pursue that. But next year, I will definitely pursue the Night Under Fire for the 632 class for next year.
I just think it's too much, back-to-back racing. Fine for us locals, but not so much for the people out that are coming in from out of town. That's my opinion.
Anything back to back from guys that travel, it's just going to be difficult, especially get them to stay one. And then say you book flights, crap happens, you blow some stuff up, and you got to go back home, fix it to go to the next one.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, and remember, everybody, Chris Nelson has offered up his property for storage for free for anybody racing 632. For the winter storage, anybody wants to come down. He was gracious enough to do that.
He's got plenty of property, so there shouldn't be no rubbing when you're parking.
Right.
It just depends on who's driving.
Yeah.
And it's a short ride to Bradenton. From
It's
there.
just a long ride from the airport to his place. That's the fact.
What from where would you fly into?
You probably fly into
St.
either
Pete.
Sarasota, St. Pete, or Tampa, but they're all to get to Chris's house. A little bit out of the way, but I guess it makes it better than a 12-hour ride.
We got you. But you mean either way, if you're going to go to Bradenton, you got to fly to one of those airports anyway, and he's not that far from Bradenton. Correct?
No, he's like 25, 30 minutes from Bradenton. Back road. That's the only reason why it takes that long.
Yeah, but the back roads over there are like 65 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not far at all. It's like 30 minutes.
No. Back roads for me are like 35, 40.
No.
Where I come
He's
from.
out. He's out in the sticks. I'm sorry.
Where I come from, that's what we're stuck at.
A mile is an hour for you, Jason.
Listen, the shortest commute I ever had in my life is right now. It's 800 feet, and I can call Jordan, walk out the door, hit the electric button, and be at my house before we get tired of talking to each other. So it's a good clip. Oh, today I left. This is pretty. I was pretty excited about this. Today I left, and there's cones and police cars everywhere. I'm like, I'm coming from the shop to the house, and what the hell's going on? And down the street from me is a Wings and Things. When you come out. Anybody's listening, has anybody watched that RJ Decker, I believe, his TV show? It's based out of, you have not? It came out last season for one season. It's going to renew itself, but they're filming the actual show on my street.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they had crashed cars out in the middle of the road. They had gunfire going on, and we're in the shop. I'm like, what the hell's what's going on out there? We can't see it because it's a street over. But I had to go. I had to go on collections today, so I had to go on collection duty. So I went on collections, and I was trying to get. I'm like, you got to be kidding me! What's going on here? All these cops. Yeah, I asked the lady, I said, what's going on? She was shooting a TV show. Right, that's what you get for living in Florida.
Yeah, right.
Nobody would ever shoot a TV show in Fall River, Massachusetts, unless it was about Lizzie Borden. Or unless you're from New Bedford, it's about Big Dan's, which was a big rape case when I was a kid. Huge. It was televised everywhere. And then Newport, Rhode Island was the first medicated death suicide was on there by Klaus von Bülow from the von Bülow family. That's what we get over there. Over here, they locked the beach down because they're doing an episode of this TV show on the beach. So it's mostly based a lot of Fort Lauderdale. Price you pay to live in paradise, I guess, right? So,
yeah, I don't know nothing about that, buddy.
Yeah, see, Phil Tukey Swills knows all about New Beige. All right.
Use guys.
Oh, Corey Voss went on there. You guys may see the T-Bird back out. You get the T-Bird, Corey, and Mike shows up with the Camaro. We can have a face-off.
A good old
Between the
632
two.
duel.
Yeah. Right. Didn't Mike put the T-Bird into the sand trap in
the gravel pit
Michigan,
where you blew
Yeah.
your top off?
Was it Michigan? Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right. I remember getting out of my car and I watched that thing go by, and it was like a whoosh, and I was like, man, that was way too fast. And it was like there was no brakes, there was no nothing, and we all go running over there, and I'm like, yeah, he's good. I'm not gonna try to run through that stuff. He was already out of the car when I got over. I'm like, yeah, he's good. That car's in like 3 feet of rock. I'm good. I'll be right here. That was like the scariest thing I've ever seen, because it just went flying by.
That's not that scary. That one when what you call it lost his life in Bradenton. That was the scariest one I've seen.
Chip,
because I seen it.
Oh, I just got done talking to him. I literally left him at the start, at the top end. I drove the Grom around, and I was pulling up, and that was another one. Matt's sitting watching. We were right up against the fence, so Matt was watching. This black car goes right by. No shoots, no nothing. I'm like, yeah, that's going to be bad. And he's like, you think? And I'm like, and then you hear all the sirens and everything else. Then we went there, and that poor man, he went over the telephone lines and into that strawberry patch. You know, you gotta be careful up there. You know what I mean? Gotta be careful. Richard misses 131. I miss 131 too, Richard, because 131's been very good to me. 2 years in a row, 2 finals.
You went to 17 and 131, right?
Huh?
You went to
15.
15.
Yeah. 15 at 131. Against Melnick. I think he went 13. There was some glowing things in my window before we get to the top end, to the lights. So we'll put that out there. All right. Well, I'm just about done myself. We're coming up on an hour. Appreciate everybody coming on, listening, being involved. I was hoping to see more comments from my friend Brian, but maybe next time he'll come on there and he'll give us his. We'll get the typical Brian Kloss effect when he tells you exactly how it is and the way it is. I know he was upset about it, along with a few others. Me, it doesn't matter. I've done it by accident, backed out, and we carried on. Actually, I did it. I think I did it to Cameron last weekend. I had to back out. Or it was either Cameron or it was Junior, one of the two. But you just back out of the thing and go forward. We were hoping to have Jeff Pittman on, but he got on, again, scheduled away with busiest RV trailer guy, Total Home sales company in the country. I mean, that guy just keeps pumping up Total Homes and trailers. God bless him. There's a market for it. I mean, anybody needs one, that's where to go. That's where I send everybody. The RPM.
And he does stand behind all of them, too. A friend of ours bought a newer one to them, and some things happened, and Jeff's like, bro, bring it to me as soon as you guys get back. And they worked it up, got it done, and as far as I know, it was no charge because it was supposed to be caught during the inspection.
I tell you, I've watched him do a wheel seal at South Georgia.
No kidding.
Yep.
Talk about customer service.
And it wasn't like, it was a seep. It wasn't a leak. It was a seep. And he got guys out there, jacked it up, and put a wheel seal in it. I seen him work on hot water heaters. I seen him work on inverters, toilets. I mean, the guy's trying to race, and he's fixing RVs at a race. I mean, it's like you said, it's customer service. JC Beatty, ripping a transmission apart. James, I was watching James break clutch drums apart. Snap ring pliers. Jordan was something to watch. Snap ring pliers. He's pulling clutches and plates out, stacking them up, and he went upstairs and got some parts out of the stacker. And they're building this. It was a top sportsman guy, and then we were building a transmission for him. And James was right in there putting parts in and having at it, like he knew what he was doing. I was like, that kid, he's something. You know what I mean? He is. He's right in there. But I like that. Again, thanks to everybody for coming on. Thanks to Procom ZLS, the Macklemores for dinner last week. The next one will be David Cook's going to do another one. This is going to be his third one. He'll do Galat, and I will pick up Virginia. So Virginia's dinner's on Gladiator X.
Just no pizza at Virginia.
What do you mean? Why not? It's going to be Italian. Yeah, everybody knows that. We all know where it's coming. I'm catering in. I'm not dumb. We're catering. I'm not cooking for that many people. 6 is enough. And they eat. So the catering to me is like the best way to do it. I watched everybody else do this first. I'm learning. Catering's the way to do it. So I'm good to go. You want to walk us through the ending there, Patrick?
All right. Hey, Jordan, thanks for joining us this evening with a little bit of insights on, how this thing started. In 2008. When did we start this shit?
No, I don't remember exactly when Outlaw 632 started. We started racing it in 2014, and then 16, 17 is when we went to PDRA and created the series with them, and it grew, was really big, really strong, and then just a lot of people lost a lot of interest, and I hope it comes back because it's a really good class to hang around and be a part of. It's just got to have the right people involved.
All right. Yep. It is what it is, right? And we're going to do our best to keep people involved and grow this thing as much as possible. And you can't do it without premier sponsorships and partnerships with people. The PDRA has currently Mark Williams Enterprises, Doug Cook out there supporting the class, and we greatly appreciate it. Shameless Racing, the whole guys there, they're doing an amazing job supporting us with the Southern Outlaw 632. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to do this yet. We are looking for some presenting sponsors for these races to make it bigger, better, badder, stronger, faster for everything out there. Jason has his finger up like he wants to talk about something.
Now we got to thank Billy Gibson from he's doing all the trophy work for us. So I just want to shout out to him, thank him for that. He's got the design logo and he's working diligently to get us some cool stuff for trophies for the 632 class with Southern.
And our number one qualified position sponsor is?
Why'd you have to do that to me? Frank Beals, 5 Day Plantation. Shutters and windows.
I need their logo, a PNG file of the logo.
Okay.
Right. So I can actually put it up here too, because that's, that's the only reason up there, because I don't have it. And the quality online I found was horrible. So give me that so I can actually put this on there. So once again, thank you for joining us tonight, and we'll see y'all next week.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Ya.
Ciao.
All right.